Pro athletes, movie stars, and people that have achieved something great in their career, they all review their game footage so they can review their mistakes and master their craft. So in this video, you're going to get direct access into the fitness closing room. This is a dedicated community where fitness coaches are honing in their skill set to really master sales. And as you listen, I want you to think about what kind of questions you would ask if you were in the same position. So let's hop in. Let's work today, guys, on really finding what the problem is, listening to what they're saying, and going deeper on their situation.
George, so what we'll do today is just get ultra clear on your current situation and ultimately get to a place of clarity, whether that be me and the people I represent helping you or not. But I just want to leave you in a better place than we found you, but give you that kind of clear decisiveness at the end of the call. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, sounds great.
So, George, tell me, what is your biggest challenge that you're facing in your health and fitness right now?
Probably time. I work 50 to 60 hours a week sometimes, single dad of three. Yeah, like health has sort of slipped down the priority list over the last few years.
Okay. What's the kind of the goal right now then with health and fitness?
Yeah, I mean, I want to get back to how I was running 3 to 4 times a week. I was in the gym. I actually was in really good shape. So got a bit of a belly to shift. And yeah, I need to get back in shape, really.
So right now then, George, what are you doing to get back into that shape?
To be honest, like not much. Yeah, I'm really sort of came onto this call as like a last resort because I've been trying numerous things. Nothing's really stuck with the way that I'm going down this path where I have to do everything myself. Obviously, being a single dad, and I'm not fully committing myself to being healthy because all my kids have stuff they want to do. They've got activities, and I don't really have the time to take them to everything, as well as go to the gym myself, eat right, all of these things. So that's why I've come onto this call to see if there's anything I can actually do, or if not, I'm too far gone.
Okay. So right now then, time is the biggest constraint you feel, and the health has kind of slipped down in the pecking order of your priorities with being a single dad of three and working 50 to 60 hours. And yeah, we're having a conversation to see if there's anything that can potentially use that time to help you. Does that sound accurate?
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So how are you actually feeling right now then? I understand you used to be in good shape. So in comparison to that place, how do you actually feel at this present moment?
Put yourself in my shoes, I'm sure you're pretty fit yourself, but when you look down, if you see something that's not usually been there, and now it's there over like the last 3 years, just come over, and it's not a nice feeling. I feel like I've lost that part of me that was once, very active, energetic, confident, and now I'm, yeah, well, bit of a fat blob.
Okay. So it's not a nice feeling. You said you've lost this confidence, feeling like a bit of a fat blob. What is the actual feeling you are feeling? It's not a nice feeling. What actually is it?
It's a bad feeling. I
Okay.
don't like the feeling. It's uncomfortable.
Okay. I hear you. So this has been a problem you said for 3 years, and then you've got a single dad of three. So those kids, how old are they?
12, 10, and 7.
So it's been a problem for the last 3 years then, and then not having the time. So what's the significance about the last 3 years?
I just couldn't handle the load. Like 3 kids, they each want to do something. They each have to go to school every morning. I've got to pick them up from school. I've got to take them to their netball practice. I've had to sacrifice parts of me, and I'm just concerned that with all these sacrifices that I'm making, like I'm not going to be able to keep doing this. I'm not going to be able to keep being there as a father because I've got no energy anymore. Like I'm not who I once was, and I can sort of sense that my kids are seeing that as well.
You can sense their they're seeing that how?
Yeah, well, they're like, Daddy, come play with us. And I'm like, this is after a really long shift at work, and I've just got home from taking them. I've got to put the dinner on. I put the dinner on, and I'm just way too tired to go outside and actually spend time with them. I'm too whacked to do anything else, like to spend like, any actual time with them. And it breaks my heart when they say come play with me, and I can't.
You said a lot about the time doing lots of things, working the 50 to 60-hour weeks. Are you actually in a position where you can dedicate enough time to your health and fitness?
Well, what's enough time?
I don't want to go into the specifics of how much you're going to need, because that's what we'll kind of go into a little bit later. But
Jack, get him to take responsibility. Whose responsibility is it to make the time?
like it. Okay, George, it's not about the amount of time you need, but whose responsibility actually is it to find that sort of time?
Make the time.
To make the
Try
time.
again.
Yeah.
Try again. Try again.
It's not necessarily about the time that you need specifically to exercise. It's about you finding the time to make the time. So are you prepared?
Remove the first part. Directly ask the challenging question.
So he's asked me, boom, how much time do I need?
Who's
Are you prepared to find?
Just straight up go. Whose responsibility is it to make the time?
Whose responsibility is it to make the time, George?
It's mine. I'm just, I don't have the setup in place to make it possible.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I know we all have the same 24 hours in a day, and I'm sure there are people who are, in fact, busier than me, who are still making the time for their health, because I do believe health should come first. But without like an actual routine, I can never be consistent. And well, that's the purpose of coming on this call. Like as I said in the DMs, I'm just needing someone to tell me, okay, do this around your routine, and then you will be able to see your results. Um, so yeah, I recognize it is up to me, but I need some guidance and direction with how to best use the little time I have available.
I hear you. So it's not necessarily you've got no time, it's that you just don't know how to dedicate that time. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
And are you in a position where now is, after this 3 years of having low energy, your kids starting to notice how you're starting to act towards and around them? Are you in that position where you are going to dedicate that time?
Yeah.
Why?
I owe it to myself, but more importantly, my kids. They need a strong role model. If I don't do this, I'm failing them as a father.
You're failing them as a father.
Yeah.
How much longer are you willing to fail them as a role model when you know that they need you? How much longer are you willing to not prioritize your health and make that this current reality as it is? How much longer?
I don't want to wait any longer. 3 years has been too long.
Well done, Jack. Well done, George.
Nice one, Jack.
Jack, you're a very good listener. You really do know how to listen. Like you fully listen to everything, and he feels heard, he feels understood. And I think that is a quality that you have, is being patient, being really good at listening. And now something that I do want you to practice is just being really direct, because bro, like you are going to kill it because of your ability to listen. It means that you have the emotional intelligence to like pick up on things that a lot of people don't. He'll never feel like you don't understand him. He'll never feel like you're not listening. He'll never feel that, because your questions are so dialed in, right? So that means you don't have to do so many summaries. Like sometimes it's necessary, right? At the beginning, I thought it was good. But in other cases, when you're trying to repeat stuff back to him, there was one moment where George responded and he was more so confused than given clarity. And I think that's where it can actually hurt you.
Yeah.
Did you pick up on that too?
Yeah.
So I think if in those cases where you are really trying to lead, it would have had a way bigger impact if the questions leading up to it were like getting him to, unravel the onion more than just yes, yes, How much longer? Yes, yes, yes questions are fine, but even better is the emotions behind the yeses, getting them to feel that. What is the thing that they're really trying to overcome? When you figure that out, you've won the deal. If you haven't figured that out and you're just like combing through all of the different reasons, but you never figure it out, then you don't know what to actually like pull on. There were responses that he gave that had to be challenged. And I tried to say challenge, but I don't know if you heard me, but like certain responses that people say, if they are incongruent with the person that they're trying to be, then we have to step in as a leader, step in as a coach and challenge them. We can't allow beliefs and like incongruencies to be accepted on the sales call. He will say excuses and then he will say, yeah, but by the way, like I'm not making excuses. Like I don't have excuses. Well, challenge that. Well, actually, those were excuses. Get him to take responsibility for a certain like thing that he's doing. And then like the rest of the call is a breeze because what it takes is being able to show up on a sales call as you are going to be able to keep them accountable to the standards that they're setting. Because these people, like, they know that they're going to have to create new standards for themselves. So if on the sales call, you're never challenging their standards, their beliefs, what they've done up until this point, why would they then pay you money and believe and trust that you're going to be able to somehow magically do that in the program? When you ask, like, what is the biggest challenge that you're facing right now? The answer that you guys should be getting is the thing that you need to go deeper on. And then if they don't tell you that and they just tell you a bunch of like fluff, then you have to re-ask the question again.
So would you say the main thing to take from this is to challenge the prospect?
People have different paradigms, right? Like we don't all share one way of seeing the world. When you challenge someone's beliefs, when you challenge the way that someone has been behaving and the actions that they've been taking up until this point, you basically start to show up as the leader. You start to show up as their solution. Because a lot of you guys, like, you think the solution is a meal plan, is a workout plan, is like all of these things, but that isn't the solution. The solution is you showing up as the leader, stepping into like the role as a coach and showing them that that is the value that you bring. That is really the point of a coach, right? Is you just showing up on the sales call by challenging, by not allowing them to like slip on the standards that they have for themselves.